We're here at Vic's Shoe Repair. We're talking to Marcello Pettella, the son of Vic, who had passed just before his 83rd birthday. He passed in February. Everybody was rocked by his passing because he made such an impact on the North Bay. Had a lot of respect. Let's just a little bit of history of when your dad opened the shop here.
1963.
1963. And where was the first shop?
First shop, he was downtown. He was there for a year, but then he moved to the King Street Plaza, so the A&P Plaza. That's where he's pretty much known for starting. Mm-hmm. It's just a little corner building off to the side. Mm-hmm. And he spent, I want to say, almost 20 years in the back till we finally moved into the front of the building. Mm-hmm. So we were at that location for 29 years. And then we moved up here on Algonquin to Canada Place. And we've been here ever since. So we've been in business 61 years now. 61 years. And originally he was with his brother? His brother became a partner with him.
Right.
My dad started off on his own, but then he became partners with his brother. Mm-hmm. And then when my uncle retired, my dad took it over again. Eventually I became partners with him, and then eventually I took it over from my dad.
And you guys worked well together?
We worked really well, surprisingly. I mean, 33 years together. For the most part, it was always pleasant. I mean, you'd have the 1% of just a day where you just kind of needed a little space from each other, but we bonded really well together. We blended well. We threw ideas off each other. When I first started, I would always ask him for advice, but then he was always asking my opinion on things closer to the end. So it was a nice working relationship. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just a father-son. It was like a mentor-teacher, employee-employer. Mm-hmm. So it's different here. It's different here now without him.
What made him a great businessman to run a shop like this type of service in North Bay?
First off, my dad's always been honest. He's been upfront with people. If it wasn't worth fixing, he would tell you, and we continue to do that. We'll give you your honest opinion, and it's just to be honest with the public, be nice to the public, smile. Just simple things that my dad did, and I realize that now more than ever, just mm-hmm. based on people's reactions to his passing and people coming in every day just saying the little gestures he made was just a simple smile. He was very humble. Just do quality work, do your best, but always treat people like you would want to be treated.
Now, you were telling me earlier about a few people that dropped by, and you're still getting condolences from people. Susan Hay.
Susan Hay was in from Toronto the other day. We've done repairs for her for years and years. My dad was very fond of her, very fond of anybody basically that has come in. But yeah, every day we're getting people just dropping in, cards, condolences, flowers. So it is very touching, because you don't realize that after 60 years, I mean, he's been dealing with people for 6 decades. So you have families and grandkids and grandkids now. They all come back. They've all been a part of our lives, and we've been a part of their lives. So when he did pass, I think it kind of rocked a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, when I first came to North Bay in '86, he started doing my shoe lifts, and then he started building up my shoes for me. So it was interesting to. Well, that was in '86, so we're almost there again. 40 years ago.
Yes.
You know, and it was crazy. And I can't remember when I first met you as part of the business, but I think at first he was always coming out to greet, right?
Yes.
And then after a while it was yourself, and always had the same great sort of attitude of and service of always trying to get it right for me. And I wasn't a big ticket guy. I couldn't afford much, so you guys were always good with me. I imagine you did that for a lot of people.
Pretty much for everybody.
Yeah.
Try to make it worthwhile for people. And a lot of the times with our business too, it's not just shoes, and that's, I think, one of the things that the longevity of my father's business. We've always done different things, but if we don't know right away when it comes in what we're going to do, we always say, like, leave it. We'll take a look at it and we'll try to figure something out. And if we got to tweak it here and there, but eventually we'll get it.
Now you're backed up like a month worth of work here, right? Or maybe more.
Yeah. Well, like my dad did say before he passed, we were talking in December, and he was saying he has never seen it this busy in his 60 years of business. And then he passed away on me. so I am a little bit backed up, more than I would have thought, but it's all fine. He's taught me well. I got to keep my head up and do him proud and keep going.
Yeah. Now, why do you think it's so busy fixing things? Economy's tight?
Economy's tight. I think a lot of the younger generation is they're learning about not throwing everything away. Like, they're more concerned about the environment, so a lot of people are just kind of like, fix it no matter what. They just don't want to fill the landfills. So that's part of it. I think just the economy, a lot of people find it very tight, so they do want to get repairs and stuff instead of throwing things away. So, and just the fact that we've always done a little bit of everything from orthopedic work to sport equipment, suitcases, purses, and of course shoes. But
not too many people doing that anymore.
No.
Yeah. So you might be gaining from that as well.
As well, yes.
And I think people like to fix things more now than ever because the quality of new things isn't there.
Yeah, but I find a lot of the younger generation now is buying better quality.
Oh, okay.
And because they're buying it now, they want to keep it going, and as opposed to, say, mom and dad fixing it for them. Mm-hmm. It's coming out of their pocket. They're taking care of it. So I think that attitude is changing a little bit with buying cheap. People are buying better quality.
Tell me a little bit more about some of the customers that were touched by your father. Barry?
Barry Spilchuk was up from Toronto a few weeks ago, and just talking, because he's known my dad and the family. We've known their family for years. Even when Barry was a little kid, he used to come to the shop. So just to hear people talk about my dad and the impact he made, and a lot of the common words I find are gentleman, humble, soft-spoken, but they always talk about his smile. And even if I'm out in the public, I always get a condolence. I always get a story about my dad. It's nice to hear the stories. Mm-hmm. I was in Sudbury the other day, and I got 2 condolences in Costco. So
that's hard, but it's great too, right?
Yes, it is hard. I'm trying. Not that I want to move on, but you want to try to focus and do things. But then I hear these stories, and I get very touched by them, and I got to stop what I'm doing and just be thankful I had the opportunity to be with him as long. Like, a relationship like ours was very unique because we were together all the time.
Well, it's special. It's gold, right?
Yes. And those are the things you take for granted, and when they're gone, then you realize, geez, wish I would have did a little bit more here or there. But I can honestly say I feel good about my relationship with my dad. Well, my partner.
You spent more time with your dad than anybody, probably, right? So that's a special gift to you. And you raised a good family. You got your kids, and he got a good chance to be grandpa. And,
oh yeah, he has seven grandkids. Wow. And he was proud of every single one of them.
Of course, right? And it's your dad was a testament to how the good guy does win sometimes.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
He's a hard worker. You know what? Spent a lot of time when we were young starting the business. He's a lot of early mornings, going in at night, but still there was always time for family. Whether it was coaching us in soccer or just family dinners, we always made sure we were always together, heard about each other's days. And then, he may have to get up and come back to work to finish a job, but that's what we learned, hard work, but family's the most important thing. And I think he treated his customers like family, and maybe that's why we're getting the reaction we get now from people.
It did feel like you had something special here.
Yeah, I think my wife brought it up to me a long time ago, and she said, there's a familiarity with this place. Like a lot of people come in and just smell, like I love the smell of leather, love the smell of polish, and it brings them back to a simpler time. And I think that's a unique thing, and that's what my dad was a part of, that their past as well, their past and their present, and I think that's why his impact is still felt.
Yeah. Can you think of a time where your dad did something for somebody just because he thought it was special? I imagine he did.
We had a customer. She went to school with my sister, and she had custom orthopedic. They were like a boot, and my dad always said, "Geez, they looked like boxing boots, the older style." And she wanted to wear just some nice modern styles. So what he did is told her to get, because she had one size foot a little different from the other, he said get 2 pairs of shoes the same, and what he would do is take the big shoe, basically cut it in half and shrink it so that it would fit her. So for years and years she had these beautiful shoes that every other kid in high school had. And she eventually got married. She's in Ottawa, but for the longest time she was sending her stuff to get done here. And similar thing, because my dad was able to do that, he taught me how to do that. So I have a customer, same situation, which we work on her shoes all the time and shrink them down. She's super patient, because sometimes it takes a little longer than I'd love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's a special service you can't get just anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've always believed that if you have a foot problem, you shouldn't have to look like you have a foot problem. So we try to work with the shoes, do the modifications, try to make everything look as normal as possible. And I mean, you have a shoe lift, so you know what I'm talking about. We have a lot of customers with the shoe lifts, and we do all types of mods for them, and they come out happy.
How's your mom doing?
Hanging in there.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. She's lost her soulmate.
How long were they married?
59 years.
Wow.
She actually called the ambulance on their 59th anniversary, so.
Oh my.
That's a tough pill.
That's a tough pill. Your dad's personality, where do you think that comes from? Just nice, quiet, solid, friendly.
He had a little bit of a joking side to him.
Yeah?
Yes.
But pranks?
Just he had a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
Very good sense of humor. Liked to laugh.
Mm. Yeah.
But I guess it's just from his family. He left his family at a young age. He was 15 when he left Italy to go to Venezuela, and he was there a couple of years, and eventually moved to Canada. But I think it's just humble beginnings, coming with nothing, and working hard for what he had, but not showing it. You know, he was never a showy person. He just liked being Vic. Just, this is what I need, just the essentials, and I'll keep moving. And
did he come straight to North Bay, or was there a start in Toronto? I can't remember.
They went to Toronto, but he did come straight to North Bay because his brother was here.
Ah, that's right. That's what I remember from the story.
His brother told him that they make wine here like they do in Italy. So my dad figured it was warm, but he didn't realize they actually brought the wine in, or the grapes in. So my dad came in the middle of February. He had blue suede shoes, a light suit from Venezuela, and he said that if it was so cold when he got here in the middle of February, he shook for days. If he had enough money, he said he would have probably just got on that plane and went back to Venezuela. So I guess North Bay's lucky he didn't have enough money to leave. So.
That's a good story. That's a good story. One last thing, thoughts about your dad that you'd like people to keep in mind when they're thinking about him, and their parents as well.
The one thing like I said, I learned from my dad, just talking with everybody now, is just be a good person. Smile. Take the time to say hello to someone. Be humble. and just take the time to listen, because I think that's what a lot of people found. He would listen to them. He wasn't one to just jump in and take over a conversation by any means. He would just listen, and a gentle hello, a simple smile.
There's a song like that, something about being a simple man, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think he achieved it.
I think so too.
Right on. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dave.